Welcome to the first episode of Coopzycast. Today, my guest is close friend and BBC operator Andy Smith. In today's episode, we talk about how avoiding university has helped him, the state of Twitch and YouTube, and competitive esports. Thanks for watching. Welcome onto the show, Andy. Welcome.
There we go. Exciting stuff. Is it all working?
I hope so. I think I'll do the intro after, actually.
Okay. After the end of the show?
Yes.
Okay. It's nice coffee.
I'm glad. It's Percol coffee, I think. I really like it.
That's not too bad.
Okay, so do you want to introduce yourself and tell people who you are?
Well, do I look at the camera or do I look at you when I'm doing it?
It's up to you.
Oh God, I might have to do in between two. Just look up at the sky or something like that. Or you can
go for that one as well, if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm Andy, and I am an employee at the BBC / friend of Joe's. We've known each other for a few years now.
We have,
We've done Twitch streams together. We've done games together. We're basically both, Overwatch semi-professional players. So
okay. Do you remember our Realm Royale duos?
Yes,
they were really good actually.
That was peak gaming career. That's the closest I'll ever be to an actual professional gamer anything in my life. So that was some good times then, and we were just dominating. Yeah,
I've still got. Do you still have the first win?
The one where we were in the house and we got the 3K or whatever. It was. That was unbelievable. That was so intense.
I'll show that. For you.
Yeah, whack it up on the screen. Whack it up on the curve.
Yeah. The thing is, we can actually do that.
Technology these
days. In post, yeah.
Technology, Jesus.
Okay.
Well, I think that's everything about me.
Yeah.
There's not.
Okay.
It's not. I'm not a journalist, by the way.
Okay.
I'm not one of the people that
But you do work for the BBC,
Yeah, I'm an operator. So.
Okay.
I'm doing camera work, audio work. I actually set up this whole podcast.
Really?
Which is why it looks so goddamn great. So,
yeah.
So.
I think it must be important to be punctual in your job then.
Well, apart from the actual live shows, honestly, when I was in the gallery, you're taking a dig that I was 2 hours late. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. Well, this isn't live, so I'm all good. I don't know why I said I could make it for 3 p.m. because my dinner was booked for 2:30.
Really?
I don't know why I thought I'd be able to have 3 courses and make it from Plymouth to Torquay in half an hour, but I was being optimistic.
Okay. Right, your birthday's Monday, yeah?
My birthday's tomorrow, yeah. Big 2-0 tomorrow.
Wow, okay.
Which is a bit scary. No longer a teenager.
No longer,
Yeah.
I worked out my 20th is going to be while I'm in Japan, actually.
Oh, really?
Which I think would be really cool.
Is there anything in... Because obviously, legal ages for different things.
The legal age is 20.
Right, for drinking? Or?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, for everything. So that's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to drink while I'm there. I will try, and I'll grow the beard out a little bit more, and see what we can do. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I haven't got anything planned. I don't really like doing things for my birthday. I don't like being. Well, I say I don't like being the centre of attention. I don't know.
Okay, well, you are currently the centre of attention.
That's something I got cameras pointing to me left, right, and centre. But most of the time, I don't know. I just like keeping it on the down low.
Okay. Yeah.
I like going to other people's parties.
Yeah, definitely.
I think this stressful hosting your own thing, hoping everyone's having a good time and everything like that. It's not. It's not my thing.
Wow. I mean, when we had my birthday here, it was okay.
Oh, it was a really fun birthday.
Yeah.
Wait, when you're 9. You're 19 now, aren't you?
No,
you're not 19 yet.
Yeah.
So for your 18th,
that
was a good party.
It was good, yeah.
Because you got a massive, great big garden as well that goes so back. It was good fun.
I think some people would have seen the garden who would actually watch this.
Well, it's right through there, but you don't get to see it.
Yeah,
so
it is actually behind there. So, what I want to talk a little bit about is why you decided to go straight for a job and for the BBC rather than maybe because most people did uni stuff.
Yeah. Well, I always since I got this apprenticeship, which is an apprenticeship for anyone that doesn't realise, I've always gone with the idea that unless you need a degree that you need a job that directly requires a certain uni degree.
Yeah.
Such as, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but medical school or something like that.
Yeah.
I personally don't feel like it's worth the debt.
And
because it is, I know people say, oh, it's only £5 a month after you earn a certain amount, but it's always going to be on your shoulders until you do eventually pay it off. And I'm going to get, if I did like a media related course at university, then I'd only end up at the same place that I am now, but I'd be 60 grand in debt.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't have I would have a qualification, but it wouldn't make a difference to what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I did get really lucky with my job. I think it's like 2,500 people applied for it, and only 11 of us got our role. So
that's mad.
Yeah, so I did get lucky in that sense, and I did get lucky in the sense that I applied the year before as well. And I got to the final interview, but I didn't get it. Yeah. And I was planning on going to university, but then I took a gap year because I couldn't afford university that year. Okay. So it's like fate's kind of worked itself out quite nicely. Exactly. So,
what were you gonna plan on doing? If you
I was going to go up to Salford University to do TV and radio.
Right.
And there's actually, they've got ties with BBC and ITV because it's in a place called Media City, which is where everything gets filmed. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And so I would have been able to get some work experience and stuff like that, but it's nothing like what they get me to do now. Like that. I've done like months and months of sound. You would not be able to tell from me setting up this. But I've done loads and loads of sound. I've done
took a fair while
editing. Yeah, I've done a bit of camera work and all of that stuff. And I've loved it so far. Though it's been such fun. It's just a shame, like in like the summer, everyone's going to be back from university. I'm still going to be working though, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, I'm earning money, so I can't really complain.
Fair enough.
So, that's my story, you could say.
That is brilliant. Yeah. Okay. I do think it's interesting that you say that. Even if you did go for that degree, you'd probably end up. Well, you would probably aim for the same job. Would you say?
Yeah, I think I'd actually be in. To get into the industry that I'm in, it's either through a trainee or apprenticeship, like what I'm doing, or you have to volunteer. So after my 3 years, I'd probably have to volunteer for a little while as a runner, so just making people coffees and stuff like that before I can actually get in as a trainee. So the fact I've been able to skip all that and I've been able to just jump right in, and they got me doing loads of stuff is it's pretty cool. And I kind of realised, because I was gonna take IT at college originally before, and I couldn't decide. I don't know where my mind was at the time, but I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to do IT or something completely different. And just last minute decision, I was like, I want to do media of some sort because I really like editing. I've always liked editing. And it wasn't until the second year where we did a TV studio project that I realised this is kind of sick. And I wanted to continue doing that further, so that's why I applied, and that's why I found the job. So
what was the project on?
We had to make a game show, and it was a game show about whatever we wanted, and ours was like a I can't remember what it was exactly about, but I made like a really cool intro for it, and all the teachers were really impressed by it, and I just made it on Final Cut, and everything was done on Final Cut, like all the animations and stuff like that. I'll probably send you the clip if you want to whack it in there. And it's called Just Dan. It's Just Dan, and it was such a fun little project. But the actual show wasn't very good. But the bit that I did was like I feel like it was like one of the best parts of the show. So I was really happy with it. So.
Yeah, well, if you can find that, we'll put it.
I'll send it out. Put it up on our white screen.
Yeah, brilliant.
But it was good fun. That was really
awesome.
Good
Yeah.
But that's kind of what because that was before I knew you. My first year of college was kind of the year before I knew you guys. So that's how it happened for me.
Yeah. So anyone that doesn't know, me and Andy actually met through a friend of a friend.
I think it's just one. Who's the friend of the friend?
Who's the friend of the friend?
It's just a friend.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, we met. You know what I mean? We met through Tom, who moved to my sixth form.
And he moved because he completely flunked his AS levels.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird. It's just weird how things work out. Like, if he didn't flunk his GCSEs and then AS levels, then I wouldn't be here because I wouldn't even know you because he
exactly. That would be really
like
weird.
we'd all be in completely different situations. I could be like the other side of the world right now. You never know. It's
It's mad how
it's like the butterfly effect, isn't it? Or whatever it's called.
It's nuts. Like the smallest change. Yeah.
Like if I woke up 2 minutes later today, my day could be completely different. Or 2 minutes earlier, I might have arrived on time. You never know.
Even 2 hours earlier, you know, it could be completely different.
But yeah, I am glad I met all you guys because you're all pretty fun people.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
I would say bar 1 or 2, but that would cause controversy.
Okay.
And that was a joke, just for the record. No, you're cool.
Ooh. Okay.
Well, what else needs to be gone through?
Okay. One thing I do want to see is, so if you weren't like following this media thing, what else would you be doing? Did you have kind of a plan beforehand, or did you not?
Yeah, no, so like I said, IT was the original plan.
Yeah.
But I liked IT, I liked building computers and stuff like that, and I'd done work experience, but it wasn't like a hobby to do like fix people's computers and stuff like that. And it was definitely going to be a job. It was 100% going to be a job, where what I'm doing at the moment is I go in, like, there's not a day where I go in thinking, I can't be bothered to go in today.
Really? Okay.
Unless I'm like, hungover or something like that. But like, but 99% of the time, I really look forward to learning and like being trained by people that have been doing it for years.
Okay.
So, but with the IT, I think I would have ended up working in being an IT consultant or something like that. Definitely not as interesting as what the opportunities I've had so far, and will have in the future. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. So, I think I looked into the computery side of things, really. I don't know if you did a computer science thing at some point.
I didn't know. I never did anything IT like.
It was a mistake.
Academically.
I really hated it.
So what computer science? You must have learnt like coding and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was with Python.
Right. Yeah.
It was shit. I just copied Kieran. To be honest with you,
because we're learning. Because as part of my course, we're put on a college course. Alongside, as it's an apprenticeship, but it's to do with networking and web development and stuff like that. And I don't know how I've ended up doing IT again, but we're learning C# in our last course, and it was but the way that we learn, it's like a block week, so we go away to college and live there for a few days, and they give us an exam at the end of the 3 days, and it's just like 11-hour days, and it's just so full on that it's super difficult. So. We're all struggling with that a little bit at the moment because some people have gone in there with no experience. What they didn't realise is that media and cameras and stuff like that, and like the creative side of editing, is completely different to learning to write websites and stuff like that. And it's something to do. I don't want to like make accusations, but I assume it's something to do with funding, like government funding for the apprenticeships. And you need certain subjects to follow their guidelines, whatever. But so we will get through it. But it's probably the worst part about the apprenticeship so far. But
still enjoying.
But the actual placement is what we're all there for, really. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is work experience. And we got ooh, hello, sorry. We got a contract at the end of the 2 years anyway, so so you can go straight into a. So we've all got continuing contracts, and we're gonna we might not necessarily be at our base. We might be moved somewhere else in the country, but we 100% have a job somewhere.
Where are you now?
I'm in Plymouth at the moment.
Okay.
So really far down south. Almost in Cornwall, which is
almost.
I know.
Almost.
It's like a bridge away from Cornwall, and that's a scary thought. But we're at the studio we're in one of the newest. It got built 4 years ago, I think.
Okay.
So it's brand new equipment and stuff like that, which is really cool. Whereas some of my course mates are using stuff that is quite a few years old at this point. So so I got quite lucky in that respect. But yeah.
Okay.
But,
would you ever want to move to a bigger brand?
Manchester is my aim. I don't want to move to London. I just there's something about London that I'm not a.
You're not a fan. Why do you think that is?
I just always feel on edge when I'm there that something could happen.
Do you think?
Yeah,
really?
I just don't feel like safe there.
Okay.
And I know that saying I want to go to Manchester is not much better, but it is like
dangerous ground.
Yeah.
I like Manchester.
Oh wait, no, that was controversial. Oh god. But like, but Manchester is a really cool place, and I've been there for a couple of weeks for work, so that's definitely somewhere I want to go. And they got like loads and loads of buildings in Manchester, because that's where all like the base is for everything these days. So that's the plan next, but I don't know, could take me anywhere. I could go to Jersey, you never know. Wow. That's on a different island. Did you know that?
That is mad. That is madness. So I kind of know what you mean about London, though. I do prefer Manchester in general, really. Although obviously, I've definitely been to London more.
Obviously, like the sights and stuff like that are really cool in London, but there's a lot of. It isn't like the safest of places. Little Andy doesn't like scary places.
Okay,
so.
When was the last time you went to London?
Like a couple of weeks ago.
Really? Yeah.
I'm there quite a lot because I'm travelling through there, and we always stop when I'm going to college or wherever I'm going. I always go through London because I go to Spoons and stuff like that beforehand. Get a couple of beers, and go to college.
Brilliant, yeah.
So I kind of like it for like short stops.
London?
No, the college is in Cambridge, just outside of Cambridge. Okay. But I travel through London, and me and a couple of mates will meet in. Well, me and one other mate will meet in London. Yeah. Okay. Beforehand, have a couple of drinks, and then.
Okay. So how often do you have to be at the?
It's every couple of months.
Okay.
So yeah, but we've also gone up to Manchester and Birmingham and where else have we been? Evesham as well. If you know what Evesham is. No.
What's it? No.
It's like. I think it's near Cambridge again.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I just go there, you know. I don't even know where Birmingham is really.
The way I look at it is, obviously I'm in at uni in York. Is Birmingham's kind of like the halfway.
Right. So it's like it's not north, it's not south type.
No,
thing.
Midlands.
Right. Of that is what that not north. The middle. North, yeah. No. That Birmingham's quite. I like Birmingham actually. It's a bit.
I don't think I've passed through Birmingham. I haven't been to.
I just like this. I like city centres. This is really random, but I like city centres that like you can walk around with no like roads nearby, because it's all public footpath. Well, not public footpath, but like
I know what you mean. It's like pedestrian friendly.
Yeah, I think I like that just because it's like you don't have to like look around you waiting for cars to, you know.
Okay.
Not in an aggressive or malicious way.
I kind of know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I like. But Birmingham's, I think it might have been bombed in the war or something like that, because it's all quite new. Plymouth was destroyed in the war, yeah. So I think Birmingham's a similar situation, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah.
Okay, that's why I prefer Exeter, I think.
Yeah, Exeter's kind of got old vibes in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I definitely agree. It's I don't think it's got as good of a night out, but Exeter it's nicer to walk around, I think. Yeah,
I think so.
We got a prism in Plymouth. Not prism, as in the shape. That's a big club. That's good fun.
Okay.
So
I don't think I've been out in Plymouth before.
You should do. You're here for a week. You might as well pop down. Because well, I don't know. Yeah, Lofty and Jacob are down in Plymouth as well, so you should pop down. So. There's the invite live on podcast.
Okay. All right. I will get back to you on that.
What else is on the agenda?
Well,
I like how you're sneakily looking at your list as if no one's going to see that.
It's the first episode.
It's okay to have a list.
It's the first one. So I wanted to have a little bit of a talk as well about how kind of, obviously you're doing the professional stuff for the BBC, but kind of what kind of more personal stuff you've done on the side. Like we already talked a little bit about Twitch, but we've also got YouTube there on the side. A Plays Minecraft is also something.
Damn, that was,
yeah,
those are the days. YouTube has been saturated for a very long time now.
Definitely, I agree.
So my A Plays Minecraft YouTube channel wasn't going to go anywhere, but I will say it every time I think about it. I really wish I completely flunked my GCSEs and just focused on streaming. Really? Because it was growing at such a pace that I didn't. Yeah, it was.
I didn't know you then.
It was like 40-50 viewers a stream. Wow. I'd get like. Okay. Sometimes I did like an 8-hour stream once. I'd get like 300 followers in one stream. It was just Minecraft was so. It's like I was following Minecraft up with its growth and popularity. This was year 11, so when when you were in year 10, which was 2014, 15 ish, maybe
around that time. That would.
And it was so much fun, but I say I stopped streaming to focus on my GCSEs, but my parents probably
would disagree. Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably them that pushed it forward. But I still messed up, completely screwed up my GCSEs anyway. So maybe I should have just gone full on and just enjoyed my streaming. But I don't know. Who knows where I would have been? It might have been that I, took it on full time and then Minecraft dies and then the channel goes down with it, or I could have jumped games or whatever. But
it did keep going for a long time.
It's still going. Yeah, realistically, maybe on the streaming side it's not as popular because of Fortnite and stuff like that. But yeah, those are the days. Those are really the days. I'd have people would make me fan art and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's I had no idea it was that big.
Yeah, it was.
That's nuts.
It was I think it was just under 1,100 followers when I stopped. Okay. My end game aim was 1,000 followers, and I hit that, and then I kept going for a little bit, and then it was just before GCSE at that point, and I really couldn't carry on. But people would make me fan art, and they'd make me my Discord servers and stuff like that. And they promote every single one of my streams on Twitter. It was just it was such it was a really weird experience.
Yeah,
but it was,
I had no idea it got that big.
It was good fun.
Okay.
But I think one of the reasons that I wish that I didn't call the channel A Plays Minecraft because that restricted me to play in Minecraft.
Yeah.
And Twitch name changes weren't a thing at the time.
No.
So you can only change it once or twice now, I think. But
I think it's once every 3 months or so.
Yeah. And I was really gutted at the time, so that's why I made my new Twitch channel, which I don't really take as seriously anymore, which is a shame. I've got a career now and everything like that, but you always kind of want to be, you always want to do well on it if you're streaming. You're not just,
I know what you mean. I know what you mean,
but I've had a good time with it, and YouTube might not have been so successful, but my Twitch was a good laugh, and I was good at Minecraft PvP as well.
Well, there we
which
go.
Is the
That's
main
what the
thing.
viewers want.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. That's what they were there. And I had my own server at one point where people would come on and try and 1v1 me and get destroyed. So
I don't want to got destroyed. Sorry.
My viewers.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that was I set up plugins and stuff like that. It was good fun.
Okay. So. It's a weird thing you talk about game trends, actually, because obviously my stream was nowhere near as big as that, but it's kind of when I started, it's kind of because obviously my main game was Overwatch, and if nobody knows that my main game was Overwatch.
Yeah.
It was kind of already in decline when I started.
Right. What in 2016? Do you reckon?
I can't remember. But I was streaming on and off for a year. I swear. If you look at my A-level grade, I honestly think it is good.
I think if I could give one tip to anyone, it would be with the streaming. I was live every day.
You gotta be consistent.
I was 5 days a week, 7 o'clock, give or take 5 minutes. I was always on, and people would always wait in the chat room ready to go.
Yeah.
And on Saturdays and Sundays, I'd be on. I wouldn't say I was streaming, but sometimes I'd hop on anyway.
Yeah.
So I think getting to a point where people expect you to be on at this time. That's when you've got something going there. That would be my tip for it. So
just kind of almost build a habit up, really. It's kind of he's going to come on. Because I sucked at sticking to it.
It is so important, because otherwise people would just lose interest so quickly. Because people always want. I'm not a viewer person. That's kind of one thing I struggle with. I'm not a viewer of Twitch, really.
I'm the same.
And I don't find it that interesting at all, unless there's a really funny person streaming. I can't see from the viewer's eyes, but I think they want people like a small streamer as their main streamer that they can support and watch grow.
Yeah.
And they want to see potential in the streamer, so that in the future they could say, I've been here since 200 followers, and now they're on 2 million. So like, did you see that tweet that Ninja put out about someone that had 93 months of subs to him or something like that?
Wow. Really?
Yeah, he's like, this person has subscribed to you for 93 months in a row.
Jesus Christ,
that's mental. That's like,
that is mad.
What,
how far?
9 years, 8 years or something like that.
Jesus
Christ.
Yeah,
it's mental. So I think it was 93 months. That does sound right, doesn't it? It wasn't 900 months. That would not make.
So the funny thing is, as well, about Ninja is obviously he only really kind of took off after Fortnite. He was streaming for so much.
Yeah, I used to watch him during H1Z1.
Exactly, because I didn't really know about him until.
But no one really, in the nicest way possible. I'm sure he's not watching this right now, but no one really liked him during the H1Z1 days.
Okay, well, I didn't watch.
He got about 1,500 viewers, which was okay, which was
that's a fair
pretty
amount.
standard. Yeah, but people were just. know him as this toxic, like strange bloke, because he was a really strange
Some of the old
bloke.
clips are pretty bad.
Yeah, and he would be like that all the time. I don't know why they've cherry picked these few like viral ones, but there's so many clips of him just making weird noises all the time. He's so tame compared to what he used to be. It's hilarious. But I think he's found his place. I think he's quite entertaining. Definitely. I think he was a bit I'm not sure if the right word's pandering, but he was really family friendly. And like last year when Fortnite was blown up, he was a bit too careful, and I think now he's found his rhythm, and he's kind of just enjoying himself a little bit more. But I don't know him, so
no, neither do I.
Oh, do you not? No. Good.
Yeah, the thing is about do you think this Fortnite curve is ever gonna fall?
Yeah, it's happening.
You think?
Right now, 100%. I think with all these changes, I don't know if you follow like pro Fortnite players like Tfue and that sort of people.
I know who he is, but
there's so the Fortnite World Cup is coming up, and they've just made it so you can't run a stretch resolution in game for arenas a week before the World Cup warm-ups. And they've and I don't know if you remember I'm not sure if it's Thanos or the Infinity Blade, but they brought out this broken weapon on the day of a tournament of a whatever it was, 200k tournament,
and they played on that patch.
Yeah, and they played on that patch. They're not allowed to play on a previous patch because it's all official Fortnite tournaments, but tournament organisers aren't allowed to use old patches. They don't have access to it.
Right.
And it's just the most barbaric. It's like they're trying to be controversial, and now pros go into tournaments expecting there to be some crazy update, and this is it. Changing stretch to restrict it just to native resolution, so 1080p, is like doing that for CS:GO players.
Well, there's a few people playing Black Borders still.
Yeah, it's not an advantage. It's not an unfair advantage in any way. One, because everyone can access these resolutions, and secondly, it doesn't change how big the character is. It just changes how much it looks like. But your sensitivity is going to go up. It's going to be distorted. Your bullets are going to be wider, everything like that. So it's not about. It's just how you prefer. It's like giving Usain Bolt a pair of trainers he's never worn before, right? It's like he's not going to be used to it. He's not going to win the race. He might win the race, but I mean he's getting on a bit now. So
I don't think he races anymore.
No, he's retired now. That's it. But slightly off topic. But he's that's exactly that. If you like different clothes or something like that, it's just a massive disadvantage for the player, and it's just strange. And now people that have always run native are going to have a massive advantage going into this tournament because it's all they've ever played. And the people that run native are actually streamers like Courage and Dr. Loop. I think they're all qualifying for the World Cup as well, so they're actually going to be a massive advantage compared to these people that have run stretch. So it's a little bit controversial.
Is Andy Sandy qualifying?
Has Andy qualified? Andy Sandy hasn't qualified for
not yet.
Anything ever in his life.
Anything ever?
Probably not.
Really?
No, it's pretty sad.
Well, you played CS:GO quite seriously for a while.
Yeah, I think I've taken a back foot on CS:GO for the second.
Talk to me about that then. Where did that kind of?
It's such a grind, and people are grinding harder than me. And I've always been up against it when it's come to, because I've got dyspraxia, so I've always been up against it when it's come to coordination.
Do you just want to explain what that is?
What is dyspraxia? It's coordination. Learning difficulty. In the 90s, it used to be called minimal brain damage.
Okay.
Now they've realised it's not quite that. So
I think that.
Well,
that would
some people would disagree with that being wrong, but hey. But yeah, that goes like even simple things like walking in a straight line. It doesn't really affect me normally, but organisation, coordination, like walking in a straight line and stuff like that, and you really have to grind to combat that. So like when I used to play cricket when I was younger, and I used to be useless at everything in cricket because everything requires hand-eye coordination. But I had this net in my garden in my old house, and in summer I used to spend 6 hours a day just throwing this ball at the net and catching it at different things, and I just keep doing that day after day so I could get this coordination. And I'm kind of growing out of it.
So
anyway.
It can be fixed then. It's not.
From
just practice.
Practice. Yeah. So and I think I've just got 2k hours on CS:GO now, around about 2k hours,
okay.
and I'm quite good, but I still make silly mistakes all the time, and I just feel like I'm not going to catch up. So, taking a back foot for the minute, and I feel like I'm getting a bit old for it as well, which is crazy to think about because I know I'm not.
That is a weird concept.
Because you see like pro players that are like 15, 16 years old.
Some of that. There's a few.
I don't think you get that in Overwatch as much. Is there an age limit?
There is a few.
Right. Okay.
For the Overwatch League, it is 18.
18, right?
Is the limit.
But there's no age limit for CS. As long as you have parents' permission, you're allowed to enter any tournament you want. So you get like 16. Sergey, I think his name is, plays for Ents. I think he's 16 or 17, and he made it to the major finals.
Wow.
I think he's 17. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's been pro for a few years now, so it's, but he's young. He's definitely younger than me. You got a guy called Smuya who's from the UK, who made it to a couple of finals on big tournaments.
Okay.
And it's just a bit disheartening. Like the best player in the world, Simple's 21 years old. Have you heard of Simple before? Yeah. Best player in the world. He's 21 years old. He's a year older than me. I'm never ever gonna make it anywhere near that. So, and I only compete. I only play to get good. Like I haven't played CS:GO in so many years to have fun on it. I've only played to grind to get better at it. Which is a shame, but but from winning and getting better, that's my enjoyment that I take out of the game. Okay. So
I think it's a common mindset though. A lot of people, especially like nowadays, play games to be competitive.
That's all games are these days.
I don't. I find some games fun, but like if you even if you queue into a rank, I'll use Overwatch as an example. Like sometimes it can be awful, and sometimes it will be like a fun game because you have a team that coordinate, blah blah blah. Whereas obviously the solo carry potential is quite higher, much higher in CS, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because it's been a long time since I played, but I played CS over my GCSEs. Well, like when you were playing Minecraft, I guess. And I used to play in an amateur team. I was never any good really. I'm sure Kaylin will be watching. Kaylin used to carry the team.
Right. What rank were you guys like?
The highest I got before they pushed all the ranks. The highest I got was MGE, I think, and then the rest of the team was DMG.
I think what I've learned is if you're like DMG or MGE level, you probably shouldn't be making a team. You should probably just be queuing up as a 5-man to get better individually before you start.
It's kind of we all got wrapped up in it because I made an Overwatch team. That is dead and buried now, unfortunately. Partly due to me moving away for uni, but I feel whenever I get, for me, this is probably the same for you. Whenever I get into a game, I want to go all in, make a team scrim, all this,
Yeah, I'm absolutely, I'm 100% the same, and that's what, and I like playing games that I'm bad at because that's when I enjoy them most, when I'm learning about different things in the game, and that's why it's such a shame about Fortnite, because I used to enjoy Fortnite when it first came out.
Really?
And then when they invested 100 million, I think it was 100 million into the game, that's when people started grinding it. Like it is just ridiculous how much the game's changed since they've invested money into it. And I'd get a couple of wins every now and then, but now I can't even get like top 30 because it's just I come across someone and they just start going and then that's it.
No, I mean sometimes when you see, because I don't really play it, I've seen some versions, so when you see how fast people can build now, just like fly up with your like massive powers.
Exactly. I'm not sure. I'm quite good at aiming, so I mean I'll stick to aiming.
That's why I really liked Realm for a while over Fortnite.
Realm was great because and I also like the mix of projectiles and hit scan on Realm. I think that's quite cool because you can. I found that quite cool, but they've completely. I don't know what they've done with the game, but I haven't played it in a while now.
So for anyone that doesn't know, another what they call battle royale game was Realm Royale, which was originally class based. But there was some really controversial changes where they pretty much took out most of the mechanics. I can't quite remember, but didn't they remove some of the spells and things? Yeah, they made it available to everyone. All the class abilities were made available for every class.
They did one change that made me stop playing. I think it was something to do with the projectile and hit scan. They changed everything to projectile or something like that. I wasn't happy with it.
Okay.
And I made a post, and I think that was the beginning of the decline. I made a post about it on Reddit. He got downvoted to hell, and now the game has no players. So I think my unpopular opinion wasn't so unpopular after all. But that's what game developers always think they know, and a lot of the time they don't. But with a game like CS:GO, the developer always knows better than the pro players or whatever. I think it's a rare occurrence, but I think with this CS:GO developer team, they always make not always, like 90% of the time they make changes that players don't think they want or need, but it's actually beneficial to the longevity of the game.
100%. Like, obviously it's a different game, but an example for, I think this is kind of obvious for everything now. They're making it very much more kind of like accessible to all, rather than having kind of, they're taking almost the difficulty out of it. WoW as an example, like you're given literally everything now. Unless you're like doing really high level content, there isn't really much challenge.
Which is why, and that's probably one of the reasons I enjoyed Legion, because I liked how much easier it was. Because me and Tom used to play a bit of private servers back in the day on like Cataclysm and stuff like that. And that was hard. Wait, what?
TOS.
Oh no. Oh.
No, it's cool. It's fine. I doubt Ian Hazzikostas is going to watch this.
I just say private server and the whole thing gets stroked. But yeah, no, me and him used to play on a Cataclysm private server, and the fact you had to like pick up your own spells and it didn't just magically appear in your inventory, little things like that that players didn't like, but I liked it because it made it easier for me, because there's so much to take in with WoW. There's so much stuff,
especially as a new player. Huge.
Yeah, so I'm kind of glad that it's made easier for people like me.
Okay.
So in that case, I'm kind of the casual player.
Yeah.
But in like something like CS:GO, I'm a slightly more high-end player. So there's two different audiences to cater to. But
are you going to try WoW Vanilla? How do you feel about that?
I think it's really overhyped. I think the whole nostalgia thing, people need to stop with the nostalgia thing. I think
the majority of people are going to hate it.
I think this is slightly, it's not too similar, but H1Z1?
I know, I never played it extensively, but
right.
I know it,
I think you would enjoy it, but pre-season 3 was like the best update. Everything about it was, no, that's completely wrong. Pre-season 3 is a good update. There was so much wrong with it.
Yeah.
But that was when it was peak. That's when it was the best battle royale. It had like 200k players, everything like that. And for some reason, the people high up in the development, not the devs, but higher up than the devs, wanted to lower the skill ceiling because they wanted casuals to.
It's that same thing again.
So they added Bloom, which, if you don't know what Bloom is, it means you shoot somewhere. It doesn't necessarily go where you shoot, which is mental. And they did all these changes, and it was unbelievable how poor this update was. It was called the combat update. But remember, this pre-season 3 update wasn't that good. Right. it was good, and it was when it was most popular, but it wasn't that good. Ever since then, players have been saying revert. This March they finally reverted it. It got 10k players for like one day, and it's back down to 2k players or whatever. It wasn't that great of an update. It got so the game died so hard it got sold to another company called Nantg, which are a mobile games company. They've done this pre-season 3 revert, and they haven't seen the financial gains that they were expecting from it, because they thought that this whole nostalgia thing was real, and now the game's dead, and the developers have been laid off, and Nantg, which are the mobile game company, have given it back to the original developers just to maintain no more like big updates. It's not, and that's, I'm not going to say, obviously the same thing's not going to happen to WoW Vanilla, but the same feeling that people have, wow, I can't wait to get back on Vanilla and play it again. You won't, it's not going to be as fun as you think. It's not as good. However much you think you know, it's not as good as what you've got now.
Exactly.
And people need to learn that, because it annoys me. And it happens all the time.
It does. I think a lot of things suffer from overhype, like quite badly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. Movies as well. A lot of movies get overhyped and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Well, you said you did that movie podcast. Actually, you want to talk a little bit about
my previous podcast?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah. No, it was quite fun actually. It was mainly movies and TV shows we did. Is one of our phones vibrating?
Yes.
Is it mine? Oh well, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's pretty fun actually. We did TV shows and movies, and we do little quizzes and stuff like that.
Okay.
And we get guests in from our course, and it was just like, it was just a laugh, really. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
We only did a few episodes, but we do like, I wasn't the host, someone else, my friend Charlie was the host.
Yeah.
But he'd spend hours setting it up beforehand. And,
wow, okay. It really shows.
Hey, we spent an hour on this setup. I think it looks quite good, actually. But yeah, no, that was good fun. But, you know, I don't think it would suit, if an interview style podcast, it definitely wouldn't suit it. Because we weren't trying to find out about the other person. We were trying to find out, we're just trying to create entertainment for people.
Yeah.
Where like interview style podcasts, you're trying to find out about the person, who they are, and and that's the entertainment value of that podcast. But yeah, no, it's different styles, really.
Yeah.
But, but like something like this, where you're actually going into their personal life and finding out about them, is quite. That's the ones I enjoy when I'm watching watching them at home.
I agree. That's why part of the reason why I wanted to make one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's it's quite interesting.
Yeah. Okay. I really feel like, especially for me, I don't know if this is true for you, but I really felt the urge to kind of like create something again. Because obviously it might be a little bit different for you because part of your job is kind of
at the moment
you
is
kind of have that, but that might be part of the reason why you've kind of come off
back from it,
from streaming or anything, because you've already kind of got that outlet, right? Whereas for me, who's studying and blah 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 and all this, so anyone that doesn't know, I'm doing a degree in Japanese and TESOL, which in the TESOL part is teaching English, pretty much. So there's not really kind of a creative outlet for me anymore.
Yeah.
But I think that is really important, just to kind of.
Yeah, and I think you might be spot on about that. I'm really busy at the moment. I'm editing, I'm learning a lot about editing, so. When I get home from work, it's 7 o'clock. I don't really want to be. I want to do myself food and then just chill. Okay. I wish I had time for streaming because I really enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think my urge is playing competitively at the moment. But
okay.
I'm still on the back foot about that. I've been playing a lot of PS4 lately.
Really?
And particularly Black Ops 4.
Wow. Okay.
Because I watched the Pro League for Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
And at the moment, I can honestly say I find it unbelievably more entertaining than CS:GO.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just find the pace of it. I don't know if you know the different game modes, but Hardpoint is like a respawn type game mode where once you die, you can still come back, and it's just so exciting to watch. And the games can get so close, and they can actually go to the last second. Wow. Unlike with something like CS:GO, it can't go to the last second because you've got to win by 2 rounds to win the match. So you always know
it can really drag
that
out.
Someone can, and you always know that someone is like only one team can win on this round in particular.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that I'm not too keen about on CS:GO watching it, but yeah. So I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty. I think I'm in an amateur league at the moment as well. Actually.
Really?
Yeah, because I've picked up quite well.
Yeah.
Considering, and that's something that I didn't have with CS:GO. It took me hundreds and hundreds of hours before I could even control my mouse properly.
Okay. Why console out of interest? Because it's on PC, isn't it?
Yeah, but the competitive scene is nowhere near. Where there's no competitive scene on PC. Yeah.
Okay.
But I've had a PS4 for like a month or something like that now, and I've really enjoyed it.
Okay.
And I get on with the controller really well for some reason. And I've always been the person that craps on controller users.
I still do. I only use a controller for like Dark Souls now.
For like single player games, but I've got a newfound respect for some of the stuff, like the movement, especially with the left stick. Some of the movement they can do is just unbelievable, and I think you have to play it to understand.
Okay.
And the Call of Duty World League is actually being franchised next year.
Okay.
Similar to Overwatch League, which is exciting. Definitely, because I think the viewership's been for Overwatch. Of course, it's been brought up by and what they get like 80k viewers per normal match now.
Yeah,
and
it's mad.
And that's and it's a poor spectator esport as well.
It's very the common complaint with it is it's very difficult for people that don't have a knowledge of a game. A
good knowledge as well, because I've got somewhat of a knowledge of the game. But you actually have to have a lot of hours into the game to understand. It makes it harder
to follow.
But with something like CS:GO's the ultimate like esport to watch, right? You can always you know exactly what's happening. Even my mum can follow what's happening if she's watching it. But And same with Call of Duty to a certain extent. If you somewhat know the map layout, and they have the map in the top left corner anyway, you know what's going on, and if you can learn the game mode pretty quickly.
Okay.
But with Overwatch, it's just one big graphical mess.
It is, yeah. It can be like
and
that.
There's nothing they can do about it, really.
Well, they kind of introduced. Well, they made some UI changes where it's clearly distinct by like different colors and stuff. They also brought into the in-game client actually, where you can watch it now. So, let's say you're a Mercy player, for example. It doesn't matter how much hate Mercy players get, right? If anyone's aware of the Mercy hate in the community, if you want to watch from the Mercy player's perspective, you can now in game.
Yeah.
So you can. So rather than just watching it on Twitch or whatever,
you can watch from a player's perspective.
Yeah. So you can kind of control the camera or whatever, which I think's been really helpful.
Yeah. No, it's like that on CS:GO at the moment. It is quite cool to. If you want to follow a certain role or hero, then you can actually see how they play that and then mimic what they do. And that's kind of what I've been doing on Call of Duty. I think that's why I've got such a good start into it. Is because I've come from watching the Pro League to buying the game instead of having the game and watching the Pro League. So
that's really interesting.
So everything that I've picked up from Call of Duty has not been from my own experience, but it's been from my experience of watching the games.
Okay. How much of a difference do you think that makes?
Well, I've got 50 hours in the game. I'm keeping up with actual amateur players already.
Yeah.
So I think it's a massive, huge, great big.
Wow, that's really interesting.
So that's another tip. If you want to become a pro player at something, don't play the game until you've watched pro matches, I guess.
I think that's really,
because you pick up bad habits, don't you, when you're learning yourself, 100%. And it's so difficult to
break them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah, no, I think that's helped massively, especially with my movement and stuff like that. Yeah. My movement on CS:GO has always been horrible. Okay. But I played CS:GO way before even the pro scene was like really relevant. So, and I hadn't started watching CS:GO until 2017, 2018. So
what did you play in CS? Did you do roles in your team?
Yeah, I played mostly a support role on my latest team.
Okay.
Because again, I wasn't a great fragger at points, but I could aim, but I could never get myself in a position to get a nice shot, if that makes sense. Okay. And so yeah, I wish I watched before I started playing.
Yeah, okay.
But I feel like I got a fresh start on Call of Duty, and I feel like I can actually take it somewhere potentially, but who knows? It's early days.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if I've got to where I am after 50 hours, where am I going to be after like 1,000 hours? You know?
Yeah.
I think with Call of Duty, obviously with CS:GO, it's big European and Russian scene, but with Call of Duty, it's actually predominantly US and UK players. Okay. You don't get like Swedish Call of Duty players really that are relevant. Not when I say relevant, I mean like good. Okay,
in the kind of professional scene.
Yeah,
okay.
No, it's NA that are the big boys at the moment.
Yeah,
and that makes the pro scene so much more exciting. Having a load of loudmouth like people with they've all got egos and personalities, and it's so exciting. I know it sounds funny, but it's so exciting to watch them, like scream at each other at the end of the game and have big beef and stuff like that. So I think that's what I like.
It does make it more interesting.
Yeah, and like they say like CS:GO teams have rivalries as well, but they're all too scared to really express their feelings because they're all worried about being cancelled. The whole like cancel
That's
culture.
An interesting thing.
But these like NA players, they do not care at all. It's pretty cool.
Did you see some of the controversy with the Overwatch League? Because there's an example.
It's just so stupid, isn't it?
Like almost micromanaging players and like censorship and stuff, compared to kind of like full on rages.
The whole thing with
XQC.
Yeah. And just the frog. I forgot what the frog's called. Pepe, yeah. Pepe was banned. Did you see the OK sign? Do you see the really recent one?
No.
Someone in the crowd went and did the OK sign like that.
Yeah.
And they got told to stop, otherwise they'll be kicked out for doing a white supremacist sign.
Wow.
It's like anything that a white someone like a white supremacist or something like that does, can that now like be seen as something you're not allowed to do? Like, are they allowed to
I honestly
breathe
feel like
without?
You've got to be so careful.
I know, exactly. And the whole thing with sub to PewDiePie as well.
Wow.
That's kind of I'm really surprised that's kept going after the whole New Zealand thing, because that's the fact that no like media outlets have picked up on the fact that obviously they did, but the fact that he hasn't stopped promoting that since then was like a pretty ballsy move in my opinion. But no, that whole sub to PewDiePie thing so cool though, isn't it? Like
yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, pretty much anybody,
everyone knows it.
There's a big corporation called T-Series that has recently overtaken PewDiePie.
And then PewDiePie released a song called Congratulations, but it was a massive diss.
It was huge
at T-Series.
Did you see they actually included a cease and desist letter?
I know, I saw that he blurred it on the screen. Yeah, that's crazy. What was that?
Text, I think.
I'm so popular. I don't know what to do about
guys, I have tonsillitis. Just to put that out
This is
there.
an announcement. I do.
I do.
Tonsillitis.
I thought it'd be fine.
You'll get through it. You've got one more podcast tomorrow.
Yes.
And then you can never talk for the rest of this week. Not talk for the rest of this week.
I was thinking about filming a third one at the end of the week.
Oh my god. Yeah. Don't do that. Just take antibiotics, you'll be fine.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm going to pop to the doctors tomorrow. Anyway, right, so, okay, so where were we actually?
We were talking about T-Series and how T-Series has... Is it recording still?
Yeah, we're good.
Hello, camera. I haven't seen you in a while, have I? How's it going? We were talking about how T-Series was about to overtake PewDiePie.
Yeah.
PewDiePie and Mr. Beast and all these people made campaigns to save PewDiePie.
Yeah, big billboards and stuff.
Then he gained...
Like this one.
Yeah, like this lovely like this projector here. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I will actually... Yeah, I can actually project
But yeah, and then PewDiePie gained millions more than T-Series, and then they've been slowly catching up ever since then. And then after that, T-Series recently overtook PewDiePie.
Yeah.
PewDiePie makes a song, a sneak diss
called Congratulations.
Which is all ironic. The whole thing was irony.
Yeah.
I think that's the right word for it. Where he'd say about how they got ties with the Indian mafia, which has been a news story in the past about that. Tax evasion. Poor people. It got slightly offensive, but it's all...
Yeah, that's right. I actually Boy in a Band was in it, in the music video.
Oh yeah, he's great, isn't he?
So yeah, if you like. I watched a little like lyrical video where he was on about because I remember picking up on it because I was kind of like, when I first heard it I was like, really? But apparently because he says never mind the poor people. It's like, actually, never mind, because it's not about them. But it sounds like fuck the poor people.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So I think that was worded really badly. But when he in this like explanation video,
well, I think in that case, if you think it was worded badly, I think it was worded perfectly, because it's meant to sound offensive, but it wasn't offensive at all.
Yeah, but I would have thought it was offensive if I didn't see that video, which will be the majority of people.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it got like 50 million views. Which wasn't
on trending.
It never hit trending.
Never hit trending.
I think he's banned from trending pages. I mean, it's all manually picked anyway, so it's not exactly an algorithm, is it? But good old YouTube, eh?
Love it.
The whole. I think YouTube's a crazy place at the moment because you got people like Mr. Beast are using such simple methods and people don't realise it, but Mr. Beast has gained this following from doing crazy stuff on live stream that he knew would get big. He knew it getting big, and then he invests he has up until recently invested every single penny he's made from his videos back into his videos again. It's like investing in a business, right? And now he's huge. He hits like 15 million views a video. But if you check his Twitter profile, you'll see that every time he uploads video, he tweets new video, go check it out. He hasn't got a link to the YouTube video. Not only does he not have a link to his YouTube video on that tweet, he doesn't have a link anywhere on his page to this YouTube video, and that is because he wants people to go onto YouTube and search Mr. Beast in the search bar, and that directly affects the algorithm.
Wow.
Yeah, because you don't when someone says new video and the link's not there, you don't go check your subscriptions. You search the name up, right? So you either search on Google or YouTube, and he knows that, and that's made such a big difference. And like this is like algorithm tips here.
Yeah,
I should have done it on my Minecraft channel.
Any new creators out there needs
well, that's the thing. You need a following for these to work already. So that's why he did the crazy countdown to 100,000 stuff. But he repeats himself constantly in his description. So the keywords that he wants to get out there, he repeats constantly in there. Which is quite interesting. So
okay.
tips for new creators out there that
are
already big but not too big.
But I think like that, if you put no link, I think if you are a smaller creator,
then they just won't bother.
Then they just won't search
exactly,
for it,
which
right?
is an issue. So you need to have your following first, and he's done it perfectly. And now he pretty much runs the place, and he gets more views than any other single creator. Way more than PewDiePie gets on all of his 100%. Videos. So
it's like almost like he started. Well, it is. Well, he started with clickbait. But the thing is, but the
clickbait
is true.
So exactly.
Like I count to 100,000. He really does.
Yeah. So the the idea of clickbait on YouTube is you click it and it's kind of the title's misleading.
Exactly.
But clickbait isn't that. Clickbait is you're baited into clicking it because you're too interested. And he does do that, but not in a bad way.
Not in a bad way. It does tell you what.
It tells you exactly. Exactly.
So it's not misleading.
Exactly. And
it does draw people in very well. Like when you see these stupid challenges and shit, it's like I want to watch them.
Like you did battleships with real ships and explosives.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Obviously, like I said, you need to follow in already to do any of that stuff because you need sponsorships, and like he's been sponsored twice by Apex Legends. He went to Shroud's house, and every kill that Shroud got, he got like 5k towards charity or something like that.
That's mad.
And then Mr. Beast took the keyboard and Shroud took the mouse, and they were doing $10,000 to charity per kill. And it's like, what is going on?
That's
like,
nuts.
What is this world turned into?
That is absolutely nuts.
It's pretty cool going.
Yeah, brilliant. It is interesting to see kind of like how new people are coming up, because I think especially now, or even as a new creator, it's so hard to break through the noise. But once you've got through that, it just grows on its own.
YouTube's so saturated at this point that it's almost not even worth, unless you got this crazy original idea that hasn't been thought of before, it's almost completely useless.
It's very, very difficult
to start a new channel. But no, there's one guy that I watched that I recommend called Sneeko.
Okay.
And funnily enough, a few years ago, Mr. Beast used to watch Sneeko.
Wow.
And I always used to see Mr. Beast 6000 or whatever in the comments of his videos. And I'd like, because I used to watch the videos in like 2014 and 2013 Sneeko's. And he was he was quite a clever bloke. And but he's always been under 20k subs for this longest time. And recently he had this video about him interviewing the public, blew up. It just smashed the algorithms, and he got like 5 million views out of nowhere. And you could just see it constantly going up. And people were commenting saying, I'm so glad this is in my recommended. I don't know why this is in my recommended, but I'm so glad it is. So it's like YouTube manually picked out this video. It's quite a controversial one as well. I definitely suggest checking him out. And now he's growing consistently. He's got over 250k subs.
We'll put a link for that in the description.
Yes, we will do. We'll won't do anything with the projector this time.
Projector there?
Well, I mean, we could do something with it. Wow, that looks cool, doesn't it? That's good content. God, again, technology. It's unbelievable.
There is a couple more things I want to cover before we wrap it up, because we haven't been going for a long time. Talk to me about this singing cover. Where did that come from? Where did that come from?
Oh, me and Henry just fancied doing it one day.
Okay, just completely out of the blue.
Well, hello, voice crack. That's topical. I came over one day and we were just like, I think we were drunk when we first thought of it. We're like, should we do a cover?
As all best ideas start.
And then we did one take of it.
Yeah,
we weren't happy with it, so we scrapped it in the end because Henry messed up the guitar on it and I wasn't happy with the vocals.
Okay.
And then we tried doing it so many more times.
Okay.
And
how many takes roughly?
Oh my god, don't even start.
Okay.
It's not that we couldn't do it, it's that I wasn't happy with my vocals.
Yeah.
Which happened, you hit flat notes
100%.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Some people more often not. But the other hand was he'd mess up his guitar a tiny bit and he wouldn't be happy with that, and that happened consistently. And then we hit this amazing take. We got this amazing take, and we're like, yes, that's the one.
That is the one. That is a good feeling.
And then we check it, and the mic's not recording. It's perfect. And we've
literally had that today.
Yeah,
we've literally had that today.
And then but it's unusable. This is unusable because we don't have the mic. So we're like really down in the dumps about it.
That's awful,
but on the same, so that's when I recorded, but after that we recorded the one that went out.
Yeah.
But that was after so many takes. My voice was really struggling at it, which happens. Like we're not invincible. So all things considered, I was quite happy with how I sung it, and Henry got the guitar almost perfect. So we were happy with that take, and we got it uploaded. And then it did quite well on Facebook actually.
I think it did.
I wasn't expecting that at all. So.
Are you thinking about doing any more?
Yeah, I think we're gonna get some more down. I want to do an Arctic Monkeys cover.
Okay.
I want to do "Crying Lightning" by Arctic Monkeys.
Okay.
For some reason, it's one of my favourite songs, the acoustic version. So I really want to do that. But who knows? I mean, the first one was really successful, but I know the second one won't be as popular because I think a lot of people were surprised.
Yeah, I know. I was definitely surprised.
We didn't put any processing on it or anything like that. We just put a bit of reverb on the. We only had one track, so. And people loved it. Yeah. And I think if people are going to do covers, I suggest doing it in a live environment instead of recording a cover in a studio or something like that, because people will watch that and they'll enjoy that more. People enjoy two people. It's like a jamming session, right? Two mates playing together. But that's what I suggest.
So you plan to do this live?
When I say live, I mean like how we did it on our cover. So just a cameras towards you, kind of like this. But if we had two instruments, well, I had a mic and you had a guitar. Oh, there you go, let's do it.
I'll go and get mine upstairs.
Right now. But it's good fun, and we are going to do some more hopefully. So stay tuned.
Would you ever look at doing it actually in front of a like?
We wanted to do open mics for a while. In like pubs and stuff like that, and we actually got a contact for one, but we never got around to doing it in the end for some reason, and I don't know why. It's just popped into my head actually. Probably should have followed that up, but we still got the opportunity to do it.
So that might be something you'd pursue potentially.
Yeah, maybe for a bit of fun. I do know.
Yeah, brilliant.
And that's something I just enjoyed, and I don't really want to be good. I want to be good, but I don't want to be the best at it. So it's just nice to.
I think it's very difficult to be the best at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when you've just started.
Yeah, exactly. But in a way, like. I enjoy it because I enjoy doing it, not because I want to be the best. Like I said with games earlier, I play them because I want to be good at them. So I ain't got anything else to say.
Right, so now we've just got some quick questions. Our main camera has actually died.
Quick fire questions.
So we will be using.
It's all me this time. It's all me. Hello.
We have the focus on Andy. So now I do have a few quick questions. Okay. So I know we've already talked about it a little bit. So do you have any key things or like future plans that you're planning to do in the near future or far future? You know.
No, that's a good question. I think in like a job perspective, I want to travel the world.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know where this. I haven't got any commitments or relationships, so I'm like. Okay.
So you are.
I ain't tied down. You know.
Yeah.
So I want to.
That's a powerful feeling.
So I want to. I really want to. It's going to be really difficult, but after these 2 years at BBC, I might continue at the BBC, or I might want to try and get into F1, Formula 1 on their broadcast team.
Wow.
I think it's called. I think it's Liberty Media that do that, and that means I'd be travelling the world to each track. That'd be brilliant. Filming all that. Yeah. I think that's the.
Okay.
And like that is. So many countries, it would just be so sick to be able to do that. I can have 2 years doing that, and I can, get a job back at the BBC and settle down with someone.
And you've got a lot under your belt.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'll have the work experience and everything. So, so that's the plan for that.
Okay,
and
that is ambitious.
And from a personal perspective, I guess I just want to get better at Call of Duty at the moment. Just grind out that. That's what I enjoy doing. It's a bit of a hobby. So
yeah, brilliant. Okay, so do you have any or this can be a few people or one person. Is there anyone you particularly look up to as a kind of role model? Not necessarily for a career, but it can be for the career or just in general.
As a role model, you ran this question through me earlier, and I should have thought of an answer because I am really bad with these questions.
Okay.
I don't think I do have a role model at the moment. I think someone will come along like a. The person that's teaching me on editing at the moment, a guy called Vince, is really amazing at what he does. Yeah. And if I can ever edit like him, then I'll be happy with life. Okay. So I think
wow, must
him at the moment is a bit of a. He's a really cool bloke. So yeah.
Okay, brilliant. And then last we have, what is the best piece of advice you've ever gotten, and what piece of advice would you give to someone that is starting out on a similar career path to you?
Well, I'll start with the second half just because I want to be edgy.
Okay, go for it.
would definitely try and follow the path that I've taken in the way of don't do a university degree in media or anything related to that, because it won't be, if you want to do what I do, then it won't be that helpful and you'll be in massive debt, and I don't think it would work doing that, and I'm glad I didn't do it. And a piece of advice that I've received is off the top of my head I'm really bad with these type of questions.
It is a tough one, to be fair.
No, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I know everyone has one. What's yours? What's your top piece of advice?
I'm
flipping it on you.
What is the best piece of advice I've ever received? I think it really is kind of follow what you're passionate about.
I guess
not that what will make the most money.
And I have been told, follow what will make you the most money. But at the end of the day, I'm the one that's now doing a job that I enjoy doing, and I get paid.
That is the best balance.
And I can end up earning quite a little bit for it. So
yeah, definitely.
I mean, definitely follow your passion, because you end up being more well off emotionally.
You will be happier in the job.
Yeah, you'll be happier in your life, and money will mean a lot less to you in that case. So
okay, brilliant. Well, thank you for coming on, Andy.
That's okay. I'm glad that I could be part of the debut podcast.
Yes, this is the first one.
This is the first
episode of
Coopzycast.
Coopzycast. Yeah.
Well, thank you. That camera's dead.
There's cameras on.
Thank you for having me on.
You're very welcome.
I've enjoyed it a lot.
We'll get this up in the next few days.
Good stuff.
We don't have an outro.
Just cut to black.
So thanks for coming on.